So I have with me one of the founders of Phalanx, which was then bought up by ARM. And so you're from Trondheim, and so introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your story.
So my name is Edvard Sørgård. In 2001, almost 10 years ago, straight out of university, we started a GPU company called Phalanx here in Trondheim, with a big idea to go out and take over the NVIDIAs and ATIs of the world in PC graphics. That took less than a year to completely fall over. In September 2001, it was pretty clear that this was dead.
So feel fast.
It was impossible for fresh students out of university to get funding for a GPU chip company that needed hundreds of millions of dollars to do production of chips.
So did you actually try to get like sort of, we want 100 million like
yes,
this?
Yeah.
And they said...
people said, no.
Okay. What was the name of that company then?
That was still Phalanx. So we started, we were working under some different, we were doing different things during the student period, but straight out of university in April we started Phalanx Microsystem AS as a pure graphics GPU company.
Yeah.
And but by fall it was clear that we wouldn't get the funding for a CPU or PC level graphics. Yeah. So we had to cut the investment cost by more than 90% to have any chance, and then we came to the conclusion that the IP model, so developing the technology and licensing that to others, cutting out the production was the way to go, and ARM was the pioneer in that. That's where we learned about the model, really.
Yeah. And
we looked at where is IP, graphics IP, going to be relevant. And it was clear that it's where you have the most integration, and where do you have the most integration? Where you're tightly packed in space. So the mobile industry was the perfect target. So we came out with a new business plan and managed to get some state grants and help to move the business plan forward. And after some time, we got some early seed money from Edvard Sørgård, which was kind of a Oslo-based startup backer. And with that, we managed to hire the first people full-time and get some proper equipment.
So basically, you got funding just for like the idea and stuff like that. So
idea, the business plan, and some. We were able to show some of the technology, but we didn't really have the equipment to show the proper demos. But I think a year after the first seed money, we had a good enough demo and enough credibility. We actually managed to get a customer, a real chip company.
Yeah. So who was that?
That was Blaze Semiconductor, which was acquired by Zoran.
Right.
So they licensed our IP when we were 6 people and a shoddy web page and a demo, an FPGA demo. And we were very lucky with the guy that did the evaluation there, that he recognized the diamond in rough and was able to put his reputation on the table at his company and say, oh, these are the guys we want to work with.
Yeah.
And that shipped in millions of LG phones.
Yeah. And so did you get like a royalty for each one of those chips?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So that's pretty good.
So with that design win, we were able to kind of trigger the first proper investment round with more investors and take it to the next level. And after a couple more years there, we were credible in the industry. We were recognized for the technology, and it was looking good, but it was difficult. We was then a 20-man company, but we couldn't crack the big customers because we were too small to risk their million chip products on. So in 2005, suddenly ARM came along and showed interest in our technology.
So it wasn't like sort of that you didn't contact ARM, they got in touch with you.
Yeah.
So it's like full circle again that you kind of built your model on the ARM model and looked at them, how they did things, and then sort of in the end they recognized you and sort of as valuable kind of asset.
Yeah. And then in May 2006, the acquisition was completed, and we became the GPU guys in ARM. And it was a perfect acquisition compared to a lot of the other smaller graphics acquisition at the time, because we had complementary technology. ARM didn't have in-house graphics at the time, so we got full respect for the technology that we brought in. At the same time as we had the same business model, so we could take full use of the whole infrastructure that ARM had built up over. ARM is now 20 years old. So doing this for a long time and know how to do all the sales. And the recognized brand of ARM in IP is really, you have sudden boost to your credibility.
Exactly. So can you reveal at all what the size of the acquisition was?
It's not disclosed, no. But it was you can probably find some speculations on it.
And so you would think that the speculations would be on the ball?
Maybe. Not too far.
I'll have to look some of those.
I think it was, speculations were about $25 million.
Right. Okay.
Dollars.
So it's a fairly decent kind of acquisition. And you've grown quite a bit since then, you were saying.
Oh yes. Now as a division in ARM, we're hundreds of people with multiple sites. So this site is dedicated 100% to graphics, but we also have a whole building in Cambridge, and we have people in San Jose and Shanghai, and we have video solutions in Lund in Sweden after another acquisition. So
So what's your kind of position in the company now after the acquisition?
Now I moved initially from tech lead on hardware to engineering management. So I was the engineering manager for hardware here in Trondheim. But after a while I grew tired of the line management and wanted to go more back to technology. So I moved now over to a more strategic technology side. So kind of working with the CTO of the division in a team of experts, looking at next generation of GPU technology.
Okay. So do you want to give any kind of hints of what the next generation is going to be?
Watch the news soon. Yes.
Okay, so soon. Alright. Did you? We at the event that we were doing at the Alternative Party, we had one of the original sort of designers of the ARM chip in 2009, and she had like sort of designed the assembly system, and then she was saying that in the ARM processor it was quite coincidental that it actually ended up as a low power chip. The story was that they had got like the design set up and they had the prototype there, and they had connected it, put it into the computer, and were running it, and it was working fine. Like all the tests were working, and then somebody realized that the power wasn't connected. So it's just like sort of getting power from like the ambient sort of electronics of the device, and only then they kind of realized that this is a really low power chip.
Yeah.
So it is a very inspirational kind of story.
Oh yes.
And they didn't know anything about chip design. I guess you guys didn't know that much either. I mean, you were just out of school and kind of just learned how to do it, just by doing it.
Yes, we've learned a lot. And now the good thing now is that we have the whole ARM ecosystem and the whole experience of ARM internally doing really high-end stuff. So the new things we're doing now, it's way beyond what we would be able to do as a standalone company.
So it's just good inspiration that like if there's a way, there's a way. Then
yes.
work through your difficulties.
Nothing is impossible. It just
Exactly.
takes a bit longer.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, thanks very much. That was great.